over Knoxville 8-4, so they have a rematch in this game. The New York Pizza Rats are the visiting team, and they are going to bat first. Fran Berkman, James Keith, James King, and Keith Berkman will bat here to start the top of the first. I'm Rich Siegel, so glad that you're with us, and joining me are Leslie McMurray and Roman Jimenez. Roman will be talking about some of the rules as we go forward, and Leslie will be interjecting color commentary, but more important, talking about her role in Dallas at the Resource Center. We want you to know a little bit about that since they are a beneficiary of this tournament. And we'll get to all of that as we go along, but we're ready to start here in the top of the first, and the first pitch to Frank Berkman is lined down the right field line, and that is a fair ball. It'll be at least a double. Berkman around second. He's going to head to third, and there will be no play standing up. It's a leadoff triple for Fran Berkman.
Pizza Rats are off and rolling. Rich, you a New York pizza guy?
Yeah. I'm a thin crust pizza guy.
Let's go, Jimmy!
You'd like New York pizza.
I believe the more sauce, cheese, and fixings that you can eat and the less crust, you've done really well. James King hits a fly ball hit out into right center field, and that ball has some carry. It'll hop to the fence. Berkman will score the first run of the game, and King motors into second with a double and an RBI, and it's 1-0 for New York.
They're not fooling around. They make good contact.
These Pizza Rats are kind of starting off this game the same way that they started off the last time these two faced off, with heavy offense right in the beginning.
Keith Berkman, the right center fielder, bats and lines one into left field. That is down for a hit. This is a runner for New York, and the runner will score easily. This guy's got some speed. That's the young man that ran yesterday. His name is Pedreza, and he scores the second run of the game for New York. A double,
I don't know if
a
I was
triple,
ever
a double,
able to
and a
run
single.
that way.
Say again?
So I don't know if I was ever able to run like that.
I know I was.
He is fast.
Quentin marks the batter, and he lifts one down the right field line, going to opposite field, and that ball drops in front of the right fielder for a hit. And Berkman motors on to third base. It's now first and third with nobody out, and 2 runs in the inning.
Right fielder getting a workout.
I think they are all hitting the first pitch. I think they wonder if it's the same format as they had yesterday. Frank Berkman will come in to run for Keith Berkman. James Dillon, or Jimmy Dillon, will be the batter, and he takes a ball.
Yeah, these two teams no strangers to one another.
And he swings and grounds one to third. Fielded cleanly by the third baseman, whose throw to second base is a little wide. That allows the runner to score. Keith Berkman scores.
That last batter, Jimmy Dillon, had a shout out to his husband Michael and the babies, Butters, Noodles, and Mrs. Wiggles, not to be confused with Mr. Wiggles.
Aww.
And here's a pop-up on the infield hit by Kevin Newlands. Adam Eisenberg, and the pop-up is caught. And that is the first out. This is Kevin Newlands.
Second baseman signaling to the batter to send it off to right field, looks like.
They think they found the weakness. Here's the next one. He goes to the left side, though, and grounds one into left field for a hit. Run will score. Standing up. Quentin Marks scores the fourth run of the inning, and very quickly it is 4-0 for the New York Pizza Rats.
Kevin Newlands also has a shout out to his wife Erin, parents Mary Beth and Kevin, and Jan, Brett, Megan, and Bud.
There's a slow roller hit to second base. They'll tag the runner, and the runner is out. Newlands out as he tried to reach second base, so that's a force out, 4 unassisted. On the play, Dillon took third, and Kareem Torres is now the runner at first base for Chip King. And he swings at the first pitch and lines one right to the shortstop, and that is the third out. 4 runs score in the top of the first for the New York Pizza Rats. So they lead this game after a half inning. It's New York 4, the Knoxville Cyclones coming to bat.
The 2022 Gay Softball World Series is once again proud to partner with Miller Lite and its parent company, Molson Coors. For the 18th year in a row, the company has received a perfect score from the Human Rights Campaign's Equality Index and has been a vocal opponent of anti-LGBTQ legislation across the U.S. and Canada. They believe diversity, equity, and inclusion is everyone's responsibility. At Miller Lite, they believe a light beer shouldn't be watered down, and neither should its support for the LGBTQ community.
Later on this game, we're going to be joined by Greg Fedio from the Twin Cities to talk about the 2023 Gay Softball World Series in Minneapolis in the Twin Cities. And then afterwards, we'll have our first championship of the 2022 Gay Softball World Series. That'll be the B Division Championship. We'll be going to that immediately after this game. And then following that will be our A Division Championship. So that's a little programming note for you. Lots coming your way.
I believe the uneasy truce between Minneapolis and St. Paul is holding for now.
They're still really upset about the Lining Kugels debacle back in '64, but I think they're trying to work their way through it.
Fogel takes the first two pitches that he sees for balls, and this next pitch is a strike called. It is 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's a swing and an opposite field base hit into left field. This will be Stone. He's the next batter. Stone bats from the right side. He is about as far outside of the batter's box as you can legally be. He swings and lifts one down the right field line. That ball will be
Caught.
I lose sight of it because of the fence, so it's an excellent catch by the right fielder. And that's out number 1, Kareem Torres, with the catch in foul territory. And that'll bring up McQuarrie.
Had a good long run.
And he swings and goes the opposite way and lifts one foul and over the fence. One ball, 2 strikes. And here's the next delivery. Swung on and hit into left center field. That ball's got some carry, but not enough. Left center fielder jumps. Did he catch it or no? He did not. Or did he? I can't tell.
It over the wall.
It's a home run. Okay.
Yeah, it was off his glove and over the fence.
Two runs on that home run for McQuarrie.
Yeah, the left center fielder kept drifting back a little more and went up to catch it. It went off his glove and over the fence.
That'll bring up the extra hitter. This is Bearden.
I think it was the same guy that did it.
Brief delay here, and the umpire at home plate says everybody who's not coaching or in the on-deck circle get back in the dugout. There's a line drive hit out into left field and caught by the left fielder for out number 2.
Well struck.
That's Adam Eisenberg.
Right at him.
That is the second out of the inning, and we'll bring up the pitcher, McCluskey. Has knee braces and rather large knee braces on both of his legs to protect those knees. McCluskey takes a ball. Takes another one short, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Nobody on, 2 runs in the inning, 2 out. And there's a swing and a bouncing ball off the pitcher's glove and on into center field for a base hit. So a 2-out base runner he will be pinch run for. It'll be Young, number 15, coming in to run for the pitcher. They exchange high fives. And now the runner Young exchanges high fives with his coach, Tanya Vaughn, a board member, the secretary on the Naga board. Here's Myers. And the pitch is a ball. 3 balls and a strike. And the 3-1 is a ball inside, so runners at first and second with 2 out. And I'll bring up the third baseman, Barong. Barong takes a strike. The next one is low, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Remember, in the world of Naga, you start with a 1-1 count, and there's a deep fly ball into left field, left center field. It has some carry. It 1 hops to the fence. Young scores. Here comes Myers to score, and our game is tied on a 2-run double by Barong.
Yeah, the outfielder started in on it, took the first couple of steps in, and then realized pretty quickly the ball had some heat on it. Ended up sailing over his head.
Here's Richardson. And he goes after the first pitch and fouls one to the right side and caught in foul territory by the first baseman, Jimmy Dillon. But in the first inning, there were 4 runs that did come across for Knoxville, and so they have tied the game. Our score after 1 is the New York Pizza Rats 4 and the Knoxville Cyclones 4. A C Division matchup. The winner takes 3rd, the loser takes 4th. We're here with you this morning on the Cloud, or this afternoon in New York, on the Cloud Sports Network.
Gen 5 Fertility is a world-renowned family building clinic in Southern California, and they know that not all families have to look alike to be amazing. At Gen 5 Fertility, queer families aren't just welcomed, they're celebrated. When you're ready to build your family in a safe, private, and secure environment, Dr. Samuel Wood and his team at Gen 5 is ready to work for you. Dr. Wood is a board-certified reproductive endocrinologist, and his team at Gen 5 Fertility have been working with our community for more than 20 years. So if you're in a part of the country where you don't feel completely secure building your family and you worry about privacy, know this. I know Dr. Wood. I know his team. I've worked with them. Trust me, they are the best of the best and have the highest success rates in the field. Put Dr. Wood and his team to work for you. Go to gen5fertility.com today and click on the Pride tab to learn more.
Fran Berkman led off this game with a triple. He scored a run. That pitch deemed illegal, but he goes after it anyway and lines one into left center field for a base hit. So a run-out base runner will bring up James King, who doubled and scored and drove in a run in that 4-run first inning.
Let's go, Jimmy!
Top of the second here on field 6. Jimmy King swings and hits one off the pitcher's glove and into center field, and that's a base hit. Fran Berkman took a wide turn at second and thought better of it and got back to the bag in time. So he is at second base and James King at first base for Keith Berkman, who singled and scored a run and drove in a run in the first inning, and he bats with runners at first and second and 1 out.
Yeah, both these teams seem pretty well matched.
Umpire calls time. They want to get an errant bat put back where the bats belong. And there's a fly ball hit out into left field. It's got some carry. It's got a lot of carry, and it gets beyond the left fielder to the fence. Fran Berkman scores, and on to third goes the pinch runner, Pedreza, the courtesy runner, and it's a double for Keith Berkman and an RBI. 5-4. Clinton marks the batter. Singleton scored his first at bat. He lifts one in the air to center field. Left center fielder, right center fielder converged to the right center fielder, makes the catch. The speedy Pedreza scores on the sacrifice fly by Marks. The pitcher, he helps his own cause. On the play, Keith Berkman held second. So now we have one out and one on for Jimmy Dillon, who reached on an error in the first inning. And he swings and lifts one foul behind the plate, strike 2. We're seeing a little more cloud cover here this late morning. Here's a pop-up into shallow right center field. It is caught by the right center fielder, and that ends the inning. However, 2 more runs do score for the New York Pizza Rats, and we go to the bottom of the second, and our new score is New York 6 and the Knoxville Cyclones 4 here on Cloud Sports Network.
Things in summer are unofficial. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial.
The first one that came over is inside.
We head to the home half of the second inning. We hope you're enjoying our ball game. We'd like to know who you are rooting for in this game. And good afternoon to New York. Are you rooting? Who in New York is rooting? Let us know. Who in New York is rooting for the Pizza Rats? Who in Knoxville is rooting for the Cyclones? Norris to lead off. The shortstop hits one foul down the left field line. Big strike. It's 1-2.
And Knoxville sporting the jerseys that are pretty close to the University of Tennessee, orange.
The next one. That one is hit in the hole between third and short for a leadoff single for Norris, the shortstop. That'll bring up the second baseman, Bruce. And the first pitch is low. Oh, she called it a strike. Okay, she called it a strike. 1-2. And that pitch is deep. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's all pretty much wrong. Okay.
All right. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's a pop-up into right center field. Out is made, and that's out number 1. Here is Fogel, the right fielder. He opened the game for Knoxville with a single and a run scored. And the first pitch is hit high and deep to right field, going back on the ball and making a spectacular one-handed grab.
Beautiful catch, almost right up against the fence.
That's Kareem Torres with the wonderful catch out in right field, one-handed going to his glove side, and that is out number 2 in the bottom of the second. We'll bring up Stone, who had a foul ball, and Torres racing over towards the fence, made a nice catch in the first inning, so he's got 2 of those here in this game in only 2 innings.
Yeah, it was extra bases for sure if that fell in.
Stone takes a ball, 2-1. And now it's a strike called. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The next one is a pitch outside, ball 3. Norris is still at first base now with 2 out. He led off the inning with a base hit. And here's a fly ball hit out into right field. Coming on is Torres, and he makes the catch, and that ends the inning. No runs come across for Knoxville here in the bottom of the second. So we go to the top of the third. Our score remains the New York Pizza Rats 6 the Knoxville Cyclones 4 here on the Cloud Sports Network. Gives us an opportunity to talk to Leslie a little bit about her work in the Dallas area. What I really want to ask you is, I mean, we've heard about the work that you do. What I want to know is, tell us the biggest issue that you face, not just in Dallas, but in Texas.
Healthcare, probably. Healthcare and employment, but healthcare is probably right up there at the top. Prior to the Affordable Care Act, I could not get health insurance because insurers considered being transgender to be a pre-existing condition, and they wouldn't allow health insurance. So with the Affordable Care Act, we were able to access health care. Once again, though, that's in jeopardy for transgender juveniles, and so we're having some families that are moving out of the state to access care for their kids. So I think probably health care is right up near the top, as it should be for most of us. Access to health care for many of us should just be a human right.
Adam Eisenberg bounces one back to the pitcher, and that's an easy out here to start the top of the third. So what can someone do to help you?
One of the things, and I think it's underestimated, is contacting your legislators. Find out who represents you in your House district or your Senate district, and reach out to them. Tell them that you don't favor the shenanigans that are going on in Austin. When there are bills filed to deny health care to juveniles, speak out against that. Let them know what you think. Because if they hear from enough of you, they may vote differently. And we're keeping our fingers crossed that that happens, because this bill is completely, well, it's not a bill yet, but if it's filed, it will be completely unnecessary.
Kevin Newlands hit a fly ball to left center field. Leslie, thank you for the work that you do and the advocacy that you provide.
It's a labor of love.
Kareem Torres hits a fly ball into left center field, and the out is made. So 4 pitches and 3 outs here in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third. Our score remains the New York Pizza Rats 6 and the Knoxville Cyclones 4.
And joining us now in the broadcast booth is a name that many of our diehard Naga softball fans will know, Mr. Fedio. Good morning.
Hi, Roman. How are you?
We are well. So tell us about the 2023 Gay Softball World Series in Minneapolis at Twin Cities.
Yeah, we're really excited to host. First of all, I have to commend Ryan and his team for the work that they've done here in Dallas. It's been absolutely phenomenal. I know the weather hasn't been what we wanted, but they did a really great job around it, and here we are on Championship Saturday playing full games to fruition. And so, I mean, that's all you want, right? You know, it's an awesome Championship Saturday. The weather couldn't be better, and so hats off to them. You know, we have big shoes to fill, honestly. We have a really great committee working on a lot of different things for next year. One thing I'm sure of 100% is we have amazing fields in the Twin Cities. The other thing that I'm really happy about is that they're all very in close proximity to each other. So from the host hotel to the furthest complex of fields, and then to the other side of complex of fields, sure. It's basically a 30-minute drive between. Like, so it's a triangle. So you can get to all 5 of our complexes in a 30-minute drive.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Where it's a little bit even more spread out here. Yeah.
Yeah, so now for those folks, as we see a ground ball to third, shoveled over to second for 1, back to first for not in time for the double play, but as we get to, for those folks who are familiar from the last time the Twin Cities held it, are these similar fields and hotels that we have come to know and love?
Actually, it's going to be a little bit different than it was in 2012. In 2012, the hotels were a little bit more out by the field. Correct. And one of the things we were dealing with in 2012 was the hotel block during that week was already blocked by political national conventions, because we were a potential bid city for those, or a host city for those, that did not come through. So we were kind of pushed out more to the suburbs. What our team is really working on is being more downtown for our events. So the host hotel is already booked. It's the downtown Minneapolis Hilton. So all of our events should be within walking distance from that host hotel, we're hoping. All of the bars definitely are. So that one thing has changed. But again, to the fields, the furthest field from the host hotel is 30 minutes. And then again, it's kind of a nice triangle within getting into all of our complexes. So that's a little bit different. We are using 2 of the same field complexes we did in 2012. But again, with the expansion of Naga, we have more fields available that we need to add. But again, equally as quality as those fields that we used in 2012, or if not, a little bit better even.
One of the things I was impressed by when I was there in 2012 was how absorbent the fields are.
Yes. We had one morning of rain, and it delayed the games 30 minutes, and that was it.
That was the thing.
It was
it was a lot of rain that came down, and I was kind of chuckling because I was thinking, well, if this had happened in San Diego, the entire tournament would be wiped out because we don't know how to recover from rain.
Yeah, and I don't want to curse us with the weather gods, but I was looking at the weather because we are the same week as the Dallas World Series was, so that week leading up to Labor Day. And the weather this week in Minneapolis was 80 degrees and sunny during the day and 60 degrees at night.
Nice.
So perfect softball conditions, perfect August conditions. So
well, and you just jinxed it.
I know, right? I shouldn't have even said it.
But there are people in your host committee who are saying, shut it.
Shut up, Greg. Shut up, Greg. So it's been an amazing week. And, we'll be ready to go. We're working on a lot of cool things. One thing that we do have locked down is our charity event is going to be at the First Avenue, which was, if people know...
that was where the opening ceremonies were.
No. Prince. That's Prince's venue. So if you know the movie Purple Rain, you know the First Ave. So within walking distance of the host hotel, we're going to do an awesome charity event.
Where's your Hall of Fame going to be?
Oh, Rich, we're still working on that.
We
have a couple different options.
Sorry.
No. That's a great question.
I'm nominating 2 people that I know they're going to get in.
Awesome. So we're working on a couple different locations. Don't quote me on this. One of them is Orchestra Hall, which is steps away from the host hotel.
Oh, wow.
Which would be a nice venue. That's not locked down. We're also looking at there's an event space actually in the Mall of America. That's kind of cool. And the mall has offered. We've been working with the mall too to maybe have access to the amusement park that's in the Mall of America after hours. So it would only be for. So if we did something like that, we would be able to do a Hall of Fame, and then have like a night at the Mall of America. I do want to mention one of our other big partners. I would be remiss in not mentioning. The Minnesota Twins have been absolutely fantastic.
Wonderful.
When we came down to secure the bid, which was actually we were supposed to be 2022, but then everybody knows COVID happened. Right. So Miguel Ramos from the Minnesota Twins, from Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Twins, actually came with us to present our bid. And it just speaks volumes to their commitment to the LGBTQ plus community. We're hopeful, fingers crossed again, I got a call from Miguel this week while I was down here. I haven't been able to return it. We're hopeful that their Pride Night will be the Tuesday night of...
How fantastic would that be?
Yeah, so their actual Pride Night, so that and they go all out on Pride Night. Like the scoreboards are rainbow. They had a rainbow logo on the pitcher's mound. I actually was lucky enough to be able to throw out the first pitch at the Twins game this year because we were a beneficiary of theirs. So just amazing partners. So I'll make sure Miguel hears this. Right?
Now we have, speaking of Major League Baseball and their partnership with NAGA and some of the other large sports organizations that have partnered with NAGA. And the Gay Softball World Series that have been held in different parts of the country where there are major league teams. We were going to get to visit later today with Billy Bean from Major League Baseball. We can't tell you why he's not going to be able to join us here today, but it's a very good reason.
Okay.
But we have really appreciated the relationship that Major League Baseball sort of nationally and then locally have they been a great partner for you?
Oh my God. And I want to say too, the Twins, we've been working with the Twins longer than Naga's been working with MLB. Right. They've been a great partner. Like Miguel, as I said, has come to our end of the season banquet, and all of our local Hall of Fame members get Twins jerseys with their name, and he's there to present them. It's just.
Rich, I'm moving to Twin Cities.
Yeah, please. Okay. Please. You can keep your home in San Diego for the winters. And I do want to make a comment about the weather again too. And I'm not jinxing this. There will not be snow on the fields. And people think there's this constant cold in Minnesota. Yeah. There will not be snow on our fields in August.
But will the Vikings still be there?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we We certainly appreciate. Rich has been keeping score and keeping tabs of what's been going on. Anything else we want to mention? You have a all volunteer committee, like all of the rest of the cities.
Yes, and they're
I'm
fantastic.
sure that you have some folks there that you want to give a shout out to.
Yeah, I mean, all of them. Our sponsorship consultant, Tim Tormona, has been working his tail off to get sponsors for it. It's a lot of work for the local committees because, again, it's a partnership between the local committee and NAGA in terms of fundraising and different pools of money. And so really doing a great job there. JT Thomas, who is a NAGA Hall of Fame member as well, is on our board as well.
Oh, her.
Yeah, exactly. That's really the name that everybody out there knows. Josh Hausman, who's our former commissioner, is going to be operations, and Josh knows operations inside and out, so he'll have a great crew at the fields. Doug Moore is our treasurer. Matt Hawkins is our hospitality. Matt Kennedy. He got married. He would be mad at me if he heard that. Matt Kennedy, our hospitality chair, who has connections with the hospitality industry in Minneapolis, which has been awesome. Scott Logan, who is our volunteer chair, and I'm forgetting one person who they'll have to forgive me on that, but I think I got all of them.
Spot there without a list.
Yeah. Sorry.
We certainly appreciate you swinging by. Thanks so much, and we're very excited about the 2023 overthrow there, but
sorry, we also
friendly bounce.
Yeah, really right back to him. That was awesome.
Hey, we're very excited about the 2023 series heading to the Twin Cities. I loved 2012 when I was there. Can't wait to get back.
And that's one thing I heard in talking to people. I've heard so many people say, that was one of my favorites. I can't wait to come back. So glad you're hosting. So thank you, Roman, for taking the time to talk with me. And we'll see you next year in Minneapolis.
Yes,
we're looking forward to it.
will.
Thanks, Rich. All right, take care.
Back to Rich now for a wrap-up of what we just saw.
No, actually, you just keep it. Hey, keep it here for a minute. I have to go check something.
Sure. So as we transition from the 2022 Gay Softball World Series here in Dallas, Texas, to the 2023 Gay Softball World Series, where operations will begin in earnest. Of course, they've been planning this out for a couple of years now. But as we round out, I just want to give you a quick couple of program notes. We'll be returning at the conclusion of this game, which isn't for another 27 minutes or so. We'll be concluding our coverage with this game. We'll be back with a B Division Championship at 12:10. That game will be streaming exclusively on the SVTV network. So if you want to watch the B Division Championship game, you'll need to go to the SVTVnetwork.com and get a subscription. It's a great value. You have all kinds of access to all of the rest of the content that they have on SVTV, as well as being able to watch the B Division Championship game live. That will be immediately followed by the A Division Championship, which will also stream exclusively on the SVTV network. So go to SVTVnetwork.com and check out the membership packages there. They're very affordable, and you'll be able to enjoy the B Division Championship and the A Division Championship there on the SVTV network. Of course, you'll still have the voice of gay softball, Rich Siegel.
So I verified. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So I verified that 3 runs did score for New York in the top of the 4th, and so they are leading 9-4.
Yeah, outside of that first inning 4-run outburst, Knoxville's been shut down.
This is Young batting for Richardson. He draws a 1-out single as he lines one into left center field. The leadoff batter, Barong, hit a fly ball to left center field to start the inning. The next batter will be the shortstop, Norris. There are a little more than 26 minutes to play. I figured out that when the number shows up and the time, it's actually a little more than that.
Yeah.
And there's a force out at second base because then you get inside of 1 minute and you're seeing the seconds.
Then it starts to count down, yeah.
Norris with a ground ball to the third baseman, fielding his position cleanly and tossing on to second base for the force out. Norris is on first base, and the next batter is going to be Hood. Hood is a pinch hitter. He's going to bat for Bruce. And the first pitch. He hit the ball well yesterday. We saw this Knoxville team 3 times in the one-pitch, 30-minute format. And there's a bouncing ball to the pitcher, flips to first base, and that is a very quick at-bat for Knoxville. The Cyclone dugout not very happy with the home plate umpire on one of those pitches. However, no runs score. We go to the top of the fifth, and our score remains the New York Pizza Rats 9 and the Knoxville Cyclone C Team 4. The winner of this game gets third place. The loser will go home in fourth place.
I do want to point out again the gratitude on behalf of Resource Center and the other charities that are receiving some of the money raised by this incredible tournament, that it helps us continue to do what we do, and it's so important, and we are very grateful for it. And the charity angle should not be underestimated.
Not at all. Oh, no, you're completely correct about that.
And if people want to support the Resource Center, where can they go to do it?
They can go online, myresourcecenter.org, and there is a donate button. Another thing that they can do is to sign up for advocacy updates. Just put in your information, and then when there's letters and things that need to go out to legislators, you can we'll send you an advocacy notification, and it's real easy, just a couple of button clicks away, and that letter's on its way. But yeah, you can donate there at myresourcecenter.org, and we're grateful for all of them.
The leadoff batter, Kevin Newlands, hit a single to right field. And on this at-bat, Kareem Torres hits one deep to right center field, flagged down by the right center fielder.
That was an over-the-shoulder kind of basket catch going away from the play. One of the hardest things to make from an outfielder. Yeah, that was, don't want to invoke the name Willie Mays, but dang, that was pretty close.
So one out in the inning, and that'll bring up Chip King. He hits a ground ball. Nice diving stop by the shortstop. He drops the ball, though, and Chip King will reach.
That was a heck of a stop. So 2 outstanding defensive plays in a row by Knoxville.
Go, Grant!
Maybe that's what it's going to take to try to keep these Pizza Rats from adding on here.
Grant Rowley, the batter, and he hits a fly ball to left field. That is caught. And that is the third out. No runs scored in the inning for New York. And they still lead going to the bottom of the fifth inning. The score is still 9-4. We have a little more than 22 minutes remaining.
And it's not too big.
Be prepared for illness or injuries with first aid supplies that are essential for your business. Choose Cintas.
That last batter, Grant Rowley, wanted to give a shout out to his mom and dad. Love you, Mom, Dad, Bailey, Robin, and his wonderful fiance/personal photographer, Dennis. And a shout out to the Big Apple Softball League, the league that this New York Pizza Rats are representing.
All right, Fogel will lead off here in the bottom of the fifth. He has singled and scored and fly to right. There's a strike called. He'll be followed by Stone and McCrory. Fly ball hits the opposite way in left field. Getting the beat on it and making the catch is the left fielder, Adam Eisenberg. So a leadoff out will bring up Stone, who has fouled out to the right fielder and flied fair to the right fielder. He's 0 for 2. And the pitch to him is swung on and hit also into left field. That's got a little shallowness to it, and it falls in for a base hit.
So, Roman, how many softballs did you have to order up for the tournament?
Well, fortunately, I don't have to do that, but I know that they will go through about 3 each game, and there are roughly, 400 games or so. So
that's a couple.
400 or 500 games, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a
truckload of balls.
It really is.
McCrory, the batter, he swings and goes to the third baseman, who had him played perfectly. And out at second and safe at first. The third baseman, playing way off the line, was easily able to field that. That is Kevin Newland. So it's a 5-4 putout. And McQuarrie is safe at first base at the fielder's choice to bring up Bearden. And the first pitch to him. Swung on and lined into left center field. That ball is
Caught!
Oh, what a nice catch.
That'll leave you talking to yourself.
That's Chip King out in left center field who made a diving catch, and that's another ESPN moment for you.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
And that is the third out of the inning. No run score for Knoxville. They haven't scored since the first. We move to the top of the sixth inning, moving rapidly along. A little more than 14 minutes to play. Is that a 4 or a 9?
This broadcast is brought to you with the authority of the North American Gay Amateur Athletic Alliance and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without their expressed written consent. For more information about NAGA and its 50-plus member leagues, visit nagasoftball.org.
And let that be a lesson to you.
Exactly. Stop it. And again, if you want to watch our B Division Championship or our A Division Championship, they're coming up in that order. You want to go to svtvnetwork.com right now and sign up for your subscription. Go to svtvnetwork.com and sign up for your membership, and you'll have access to all of their content, of course, as well as these games, the B and the A Division.
Fran Berkman leads off and hits one back to the pitcher. A nice diving stop, and the putout is made. Fran Berkman out on the first pitch here in the top of the sixth. Out number one will bring up Jimmy King.
Let's go, Jimmy!
He has doubled, he has singled, he has scored 2 runs, he has driven in 1.
What more could you
out
ask?
to left field. Here's a ground ball to second base. Everybody going after the first pitch, and that's an easy out. 4-3 on the putout. Out number 2 will bring up Keith Berkman, who has singled and scored. He has doubled, and he has singled and scored and driven in a run. And he bats with 2 outs and nobody on.
Say you're up 5 going after that first pitch. You might want to milk the clock a little bit.
Now, Rich, we're in the 6th inning. There's still about 17 minutes left. Are we going to run out of time, or are we going to run out of innings?
I think we're going to run out of innings at the rate that these guys are going after the first pitch. There's a ball hit high and deep to left center field. That's got carry. It one hops to the fence. It'll be a double for Keith Berkman.
Yeah, with the
fan
heat
said, isn't
coming
that,
up. And
the fan said, isn't that crazy? He hits a ball that deep and he only gets a double.
Yeah.
There'll be a runner for Keith Berkman. This is Pedreza.
Yeah,
I wonder why they're running for him.
Are coming up.
Why would Pedreza run? He's not fast at all.
Oh, no. He's like the Flash.
And here is Quentin Marks swinging and fouling it at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
With the very aerodynamic headband.
Yes.
He can get out of bed, turn the light off, and be back in bed before it goes dark.
Right.
And the next one, swing on, and he fouls it over the fence. No, stayed in the fence, in the field, but too far for the third baseman Barong to get over and make the catch. That was the shortstop, Norris.
That had the looks of an intentional foul, like he was trying to hit that ball foul. I think he knew it was going to be a strike. It wasn't the pitch that he wanted, so just fouled it up. See if he can get a better one on this next one.
The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. A runner is at second base with 2 out. He's an insurance run, and he'll score. Pedreza hits third base before the ball is even picked up by the left center fielder. RBI single for Quentin Marks, I'm sorry.
He nearly scored before the runner made it to first.
Jimmy Dillon will be the batter. He's reached on an error fly to right center and single. And he hits one out into left field, an easy play for the left fielder, and the catch is made by Stone, and that ends the inning. 1 more run, though, does score for the New York Pizza Rats, and as we head to the bottom of the 6th with a little more than 15 minutes to go, our new score is New York 10 and Knoxville 4.
A couple of more shout-outs to get to. Kevin Braun, number 4 for the Pizza Rats, wanted to shout out to Maine and Chip. What that looks like, love you. And Justin Mundy, number 9, shout out to Mom, Jameson Gillette, and happy birthday, Steve. And that, we always love it when we get these little shout-outs to be able to give to the folks watching at home. And we want to know, who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for Knoxville to come back? Or are you rooting for the Pizza Rats? Rich, what kind of, we know you like a thin crust pizza. What toppings on your pizza?
Veggies except olives.
Veggies except olives.
Yeah.
So no pepperoni, none of that.
Disagrees with my stomach.
Gotcha. You know, we've shared a pizza before. I should have remembered that.
It was cheese. Knoxville has only had 3 hits since the first inning. They'll get one here on the ground ball hit by McCleskey. So he's on. The ball glanced off the pitcher and bounded to the shortstop. Talbert will come in and run for McCleskey at first base. That'll bring up Myers. And the first pitch to hit. Line drive up the middle and on into center field for a base hit. Runner will head to third. Talbert with good speed. It'll be first and third with 1 out and a line single to right center field. Knoxville scored 4 times in the first inning, and like I said, they have only had 3 hits until this inning. They've only had 3 hits since. Now they're up to 5, and that'll bring up Barong.
Yeah, they're in business here in the 6th. They got work to do.
Barong swings to the first pitch and pops one foul behind the plate. It hits the fence. It's out of play.
Thought we were going to get a souvenir.
Right, you
Barong
saw that
Barong with the open stance and batting at it from the right side, and he lifts one into left center field. An easy catch made out there, and that's out number 1. It'll be a sacrifice fly, RBI for Barong, as Talbert running for McCleskey scores. And now it is 10-5 with a little more than 12 minutes to play.
And if you're the Pizza Rats and you give up 2 sort of back-to-back singles and you've got runners on the corners with nobody out, and even though you've got a 6-run lead, that was a big out to get.
Here's Young hitting one down the right field line and foul as it landed a little bit to the right of the foul line. Young batting for the second time. Hit a single in his first at-bat. He did not start the game, but he came in for Richardson. And the next pitch to him. Swung on and hit in the air to right center field. Actually closer to center field. And that's just another big out there. A lot of fly balls that have been hit by this team. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, and now 2 more here in the 7th. Here is Norris, tries to keep the inning going. Again, the winner of this game will get 3rd place in C Division. Norris swings and hits the slow roller to short. On to second for the force out. Myers is forced at second base, and that ends the inning. 1 run does score for Knoxville, so they're a little closer. It is now, as we go to the top of the 7th, New York 10 and Knoxville 5 here on the Cloud Sports Network.
Leslie, what do you take on your pizza?
The more meat, the better. Love jalapenos, and then vegetables, whatever else you want to put on. But a nice assortment of meats.
All right, I can get with that.
I like the Chicago style too, the deep dish.
The deep dish, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, have you been to Chicago and had deep dish?
I have not.
Okay, so there's, from what I understand, and the folks who are watching from Chicago can chime in here, there are 2 versions of Chicago deep dish pizza. There's the Lou Malnati's, and then there's the, the one that starts with a D.
Sure. Having not been there,
Giordano's.
Yeah.
Giordano's. I said it started with a D. It starts with a G. Yeah, so Lou Malnati's or Giordano's. And so if you're watching along on Facebook, let us know which one you like.
I think I need to go try each of them in order to make an informed decision.
I agree.
I've got something else from my bucket list.
Adam Eisenberg led off with what looked to be a single, but he must have stepped on the plate because he went back to the dugout and there's no runner at first base. But I can't hear what the umpire says when she's
I think she was saying that he had 1 foot out of the box.
Okay. There's a grounder to third. This is Newlands on the first, and that's out number 2.
Rules are rules.
Again, they are leading, and they're going after the first pitch.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Here's Kareem Torres. He has reached on a single. He has flied to left center, flied to right center, and he goes after the first pitch, and he swings and misses.
But he did kick up a nice breeze.
You got it, Kareem!
He was gone for that building across the drive. That must be a school.
Yes, it's a high school.
And the next one is inside, ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Just missed.
And there is a base hit to the right of second base. It's a 2-out base runner as Kareem Torres reaches for the second time in this game. And it's runners at first and second with 2 out. Runners at first with 2 out. Chip King, the batter. He is lined to the shortstop. Singled and scored. Singled in his last at-bat. First pitch to him. It's a strike call.
Yeah, with a 5-run lead and 8 minutes left in the game, it'd be a nice leisurely pace.
Ground ball to short. Nice true hop to the shortstop. Flips to second. And the runner is forced at second base. Fielder's choice 6 ends the inning. That was Norris to Bruce. And so Knoxville is coming to the plate in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's last at bat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, indeed. They will bat 10, 1, and 2, which means that either Bruce or Hood will be leading off, as Bruce was pinch hit for in the previous at bat. So he will re-enter the game.
5 to tie, 6 to win.
No ties here. You can in pool play, but not in bracket play.
So the Cyclones are the visiting team?
Home team. She just hasn't changed the inning.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So this is bottom of 7th.
Bottom 7.
In my scorebook, it is.
I'll trust you.
Now I can't say in anybody else's scorebook, but I think that I've been doing.
Our chief engineer Tyler Forrester over there is nodding his head, saying yes. Bottom of 7th.
All right, here's the first pitch. It's lined out into right field, and it is caught. Caught out in right field, and that's out number 1. That's Kareem Torres.
Not the start they were looking for. Bottom 7.
Not the start nor the droids.
No.
Here's Fogel. A single, a run scored, a fly to right, and a fly to left. He takes a ball.
For those of you who appreciate sort of Naga and its history, the the Big Apple Softball League has been a member for a very, very long time. This is by far the best one of their teams have done at the World Series in quite a while.
Yes.
So a shout out to them for their engagement and how well they've done.
That pitch is a strike. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Swung on and a bouncer to short on 2 hops. And he's out. That's Fran Berkman on to James Dillon, and that is the second out. And it's up to Stone to keep the game going. So we will show it. The clock has a little more than 6 minutes to go here on the bottom of the 7th. The first pitch is, I think it's a strike. I can't tell what she did. She held her arm up. So I'm going to go 1 and 2. And that's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the next one. Swung on and grounded to the first baseman. He flips to the pitcher. Who gets there first? The pitcher gets there first. And that ends the game. Woo! Nothing across for Knoxville in the bottom of the 7th. They scored 4 in the first and 1 in the 6th. The final score here in a C Division game for 3rd place, the New York Pizza Rats 10 and the Knoxville Cyclones 5. New York will get 3rd place in this C Division contest, and Knoxville will take 4th place, and we'll have a championship game later on in the C Division. But our next game is going to be the B Division.
The B Division Championship, and that game will be streamed exclusively on the SVTV network. So go to svtvnetwork.com and sign up for a quick subscription. And your subscription will get you access to all kinds of additional content, as well as the B Division Championship game. Immediately following that on the SVTV network, we will also have the A Division Championship. So go to svtvnetwork.com, sign up for a quick subscription, and you will have access to the A and the B Division Championship. First, it will be the B Division Championship. We'll be back with that on the svtvnetwork.com with the incomparable voice of gay softball, Rich Siegel, and the Madame herself, the Queen Dodger fan.
That's me.
Leslie McMurray. We'll be back after this on the SVTV network from the Cloud Sports Network.